So I mentioned in my introduction video that I am a published writer, and today I thought I would share with you what books I have gotten published. The first book I got published is a YA, new adult crime thriller thingy, and that is Et mørkt sinn, or A Darker Mind would be the English title, I guess. This one is about a 24-year-old Marita, who is a photographer and waitress, and one day she comes home and she finds her best friend dead in her apartment. The police is called in, but somehow Marita gets it into her head that the police thinks of the death as a suicide and will not take it seriously. At the same time, the dead girl's brother Sondre has some problems with the police from before. We get to learn more about that during the book later on. But this makes it so that he doesn't want to cooperate with police, and when something between a police officer and Marita happens, she also joins him, and together they decide that they should catch the murderer themselves. This, of course, spins out of hand. They get some clues, they do some illegal stuff, they get on the bad side of the police, because what do you do when you're a private detective? Well, you stick your nose places where it shouldn't go. Also, romance starts up between them, because Sondre and Marita has had an eye for each other for ages, from before they actually knew what falling in love meant. And yeah, it's about 130 pages long, so a short, easy read, and it's gotten some good reviews on Goodreads, and yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of crime, really. I don't read that much of it normally, but this one was fun. It started out a whole new chapter of my life, and I'm currently working on the next book about Marita, and I'll see if it goes anywhere, but it's fun to work with her again, because she's such a weird person, really, with her dancing and photographing and anxiety that comes up during this book. Now, the second book I got published is more in my alley. That is Aerith. It's the first book in the middle grade fantasy series Elementdragene, or in English, The Elemental Dragons. In this one we follow 13-year-old Saga. She is a normal girl in a normal life, living in Oslo. That's the capital city of Norway, if you didn't know. But she has this fantasy world that she goes to whenever she's bored, like in mathematics or when fighting with her dad. She's had this world her entire life, and she's developed stories about this world from as soon as she could write, really. In this world there is this goddess named Ildfuglen, or the Firebird in English, and she is the mother of the 4 elemental dragons. Aerith, Fallon, Vera and Varion. And that's how the story goes. It has a happy ending for Saga. Until she one day wakes up in this world, and everything is not as she planned it to be, not as she wrote it. She learns that the war she planned and wrote about has been fought and ended the way it should. But apparently a whole new story has taken place after she finished her original story. The bad guys are back, and the world is slowly dying because no one has seen the elemental dragons in 4 or 5 generations. And Saga, being a redhead, is soon captured and is supposed to be burned at the stake as a witch because of her hair color. She managed to escape and stumbles upon this family that takes her in, and she learns more about this world that she created and what is going on after she finished with it, and she takes on this quest to find and wake up the 4 elemental dragons, because the world is going to die if they do not come back. Because one thing is the fact that humans are cruel to each other, that's normal. The other fact is that the seasons don't turn. In the north there is always cold, in the south there is always warm, in the middle there is just spring. and so in the other countries as well. And at the same time, the cold from the north is spreading out and freezing more and more, and a volcano in the south is spreading its darker clouds and blocking out the sun for parts of the south. So something has to be done, and the only thing people can think of is getting the dragons back, and so Saga takes upon the quest to do so. Aerith is the first book in a series of 5, so I'm currently working on the second one, and I've been in contact with the publisher, and I'm really curious to how it will end up. So those are my 2 published books so far. I'm hoping that there will be more of them, and in this one I really believe so. This one, let's see. Because as I said, fantasy is more up my alley, and I really like writing fantasy. It's so much more fun than killing people. So that's it for today. If you have read any of these books, or if you wonder anything about them, or want to know anything about my writing life, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can't answer you. I would love to discuss these books with you. But I guess that's it for today, and I will see you guys later. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and bye!